everyone, welcome to Naomi's Bookshelf. Today we're going to do TBR Clue for September. So I play a game of TBR Clue where I pull prompts for rooms. I am almost done my mug. I might be out this month, or I might have one more month left until I need to use new prompts. We'll see. But yes, this is my TBR game. I'm also this month taking on the challenge of doing a few readathons. So firstly is Becca's Bookathon. I have filmed this and I decided preemptively I do 9 prompts for my TBR Clue game. I can do 9 rolls. So I think it might be a little long to put in here, but I will be putting them out separately, my TBR for Becca's Bookathon. It's just gonna be a really long video, including 9 rolls, 9 plus if you want to have the suspense yeah. I'm not sure. It's just gonna be a while. So I'm not gonna do this one. I also wanted to do the new Spring into Reading-a-thon. That's the wrong one. The new Season-a-thon Readathon, which is now like an academy way. So I have printed off here the prompts and I am going to try to fit in my TBR Clue books into Bookathon books into this, and we're gonna wing it. I have a very high and achievable readathon goal this month. So I'm gonna have the Season-a-thon books with Becca's Bookathon just to make it a little more cohesive over there, a readathon TBR, and this will be my TBR Clue. So let's get into what I read and if I revealed the rooms. So for the haul, I had to read a book that was by an author with the last name, or with a name that's letter P. I ended up reading Booby Trapped by A.E. Parker. In the lounge, I had to read an Agatha Christie, and I read Destination Unknown, obviously by Agatha Christie. In the dining room, I had to read a book that was about Colonel Mustard in some way, shape, or form, and I chose Rilla of Ingleside, as this is a World War II fiction, and I thought it was a really great way to meld the two, the read-along and the prompt. In the kitchen, I had to read an ARC, and I read The Last Way Home by Liz Johnson. In the ballroom, I had a mood read, and I read Anne of West Philly by Allison something weird. In the conservatory, I had to read a book that was about the candlestick in some way, and I read The Silver Chair by C.S. Lewis. In the billiards room, I had to read a book that had the title with a letter N in it, and I read All at Once, No Alice. This one, I don't remember the author, but I really enjoyed it. In the library, I had to read historical fiction, and I read Enola Holmes and the Boy in Buttons by Nancy Springer. And for the study, I had to read A Timeless Tome, and I finished off The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. So my official guess is Professor Plum in the study with the rope. We're gonna pull them out. Okay, that's backwards again like last month. He's coming back. Last year he was very popular with this, the study and the rope. So there we go. I'm going to now pull my author jar pulls, and then we're gonna do the board again. So, author jar. I have been struggling with my author jar pulls, although I have been reading other authors from here, so I'm kind of giving myself a free pass, which is not the point of this jar. So if I don't read these books, like by my wrap up, please like remind me I need to read, who is it? Howard Pyle and Graham Greene. I need to try their books at the very least and decide if they're for me at all or not right now or whatever. Anyways, new books. Let's see who I pull this month. I'm hoping for some easy ones. So we got, oh, this I'm excited for. Katherine Green. She wrote really like old golden age mysteries. She was like writing at the same time as Sherlock, or not Sherlock, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Next pull. Okay, let's see. I got 1. All right. Suetonius. Do I still have his book? I don't have Suetonius anymore, as I read his Lives of the Caesar book in June. So let's pull another one. Oh, give me an easy one, please. Henry James. What do I own by Henry James? I will figure that out because I know I own something and I will figure out what audiobook I want to listen to of Katherine Green. Okay, so for Henry James, I have 3 choices. I have The Turn of the Screw, which is smallest and therefore makes me feel like I'll be able to accomplish it. However, I've also heard mixed things. I also have this one on audio, but then I also have The Portrait of a Lady, and I don't know anything about this. And I also have The Ambassadors. So clearly I need to get to some Henry James, and if I don't like his work, remove the 3 books. And if I do like his work, read more. So please let me know in the comments if you've read Henry James and if you recommend which one you recommend I start with of these 3. I am happy to try any of the bigger ones, The Ambassadors or The Portrait of a Lady. I think, yeah, I could totally count these as my timeless tome book for the month, as I've been slacking on that. But I do big classics reviews, and I could totally do one of these if someone sells me on it. So please let me know which Henry James I should pick up. And then for Anna Katherine Green, I think she wrote The 11th Wall or Leavenworth case, which is considered like the first female detective author story. That came out really weird, but I'm really excited to try it. I have it on Audible. I'll put the picture up here of the book I will be listening to. It sounded very exciting, and it's like taking place at the same time as Sherlock novels are taking place. So it's all during the pre-Golden Age, and I'm very excited for that pull. Okay, now we're gonna get into the board. Let's do my little other books I need to read aside from readathon books as we do this section, and I find it's easier. I don't want 2 weapons in here. No, thank you. Anyways, so for the Enola Holmes read along, or not read along, buddy read I'm doing with Chris, we are almost finished. We have 1 book left, which is coming out in September. So hopefully we can get to it as soon as Chris can get a copy. So that's something we are going to be reading as soon as possible. 1 second. This dropped on the ground. Okay, and then I also have the Narnia read along. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else like prioritized. I have a lot of books that I'm kind of like, well, if I get to it, I get to it. I also have a lot of ARCs I'd like to read, and we will see how that all goes. However, I am very excited about all of these potentials and the lack of, I don't know, a filled schedule already. All right, and since there's only 6, we'll pull this one. So that is our murderer. Okay, there we go. It's all set. We're gonna move to the board now and pull our prompts for September. Prompt number 1 is the hallway. And that's in the hallway, funnily enough. So for room 1, I am going to be going with a book that I just recently purchased because in the hallway, we got the hallway. And I'm gonna copy Paige from Pages with Paige, which she had this genius way of retelling the room and like her reward system. But she chose one, or she chose to haul a book, or she could do that. And I'm gonna go with that kind of thinking and read a book that is most read in Hall for the haul. So that is Norse Mythology. This is by, I don't even know who. It's edited by somebody. I should know better. It doesn't say, it just has a bunch of stories. Basically, I don't think it has been out very long. It's just under 400 pages, and I'm excited for this. This one is also going to count for my Read Your Bookshelf challenge, which is to read a collection. So I figured this is a great way to do a collection and fit it into a room. I'm really excited for this. I really love mythology, and I think this is gonna be a great revisit of Norse mythology. So I'm picking this one up. Okay, for the lounge, we have Matches My Outfit. Great. I didn't mention it earlier in this video, but I do not have to stick to the books I select. I normally do, but I do not have to, as I would like to have some freedom and not the stress. So that's kind of my rules of doing this. But if you're wanting to do a prompt that I have used, absolutely. So the next prompt for the lounge is to read a book that matches my outfit. I'm wearing a black shirt with white polka dots. I don't know what to read for this. And then I looked on my Kindle to see what I had available. And I have a copy of this book, which is Island Magic by Elizabeth Gouge. This one is clearly not matching my outfit, but the cover I have on Kindle has like a black sky with white stars. So I'm gonna go with that for now. I hope I can finish this. I started it once, I just didn't, I don't know, get any traction because I think I got like 5 pages in. But I'm excited to read another one of Elizabeth Gouge's. I loved her book, The Dean's Watch. I think that's what it's called, and I can't wait to read another one. So that's my matches my outfit book. Dining room. Young adult. For the dining room, we got the prompt of YA or young adult. This is not a big genre for me. I don't tend to read a lot of YA, so I was definitely scratching my head a bit. Then I went to Storygraph and selected all of the books that on my want to read shelf to be only YA, and I found something. So I have realized my series are slacking. So I went to my series list and realized that in a series list that is also YA, according to Storygraph, because I know it is. Anyways, it's called One of Us is Lying. And that's one of the books I really wanted to try as a new series. And it's on my series to read this year. So I figured this is a great way to pop it in. I'm on hold from the library. It should get here in like 3 weeks, and I'm filming this a couple weeks early, so I should be able to have it in time for September and be able to read One of Us is Lying finally and see if I want to keep going. In the kitchen, we have a one-word title. The next one is for the kitchen, and it's a one-word title. So that one, I was also looking at my shelves and being like, I don't really want to read anything I have, and it's okay. But I did find one that I am interested to read. I've owned it for so long, probably 5 years now, and I need to read it. So it's called Torn. This one's by Casey Hill, and I don't know anything about this except for the fact that it says, how do you catch a killer who changes all the rules? It's kind of on the thicker side for a mystery. It's, I think I would guess 500 pages. Oh, 400. But I'm very intrigued by the I don't know, catch line. Also on the back, it says that a journalist is drowned, a priest has been murdered via crucifying. It's just very strange, and none of them connect through their MO. So I'm interested to finally read this one, and it's a one-word title, so perfect. For the ballroom, we have a holiday book. Let's see that better. The next one is for the dining room, and we got the holiday book. For the holiday book, I'm going to be reading one of my ARCs, which is called The Christmas Murder Game, I believe, or something like that. This one is coming out in October, so I need to get to it anyways. And I'm very excited that I can slide it in here. I'd be happy to read another holiday book too. But apparently I'm reading a lot of murders books, and that's okay. Apparently I'm in a mood. But yes, I will be trying out this ARC. It sounds really interesting, and I kind of thought it sounded like, I think, Knives Out when I was looking at the synopsis or something like that. Set around Christmas, and I was like, that just sounds so creepy and fun, and I can't wait to read it. So I did not want to read it too soon, but now I get to read it on purpose in September. For the conservatory, a book club book. The next one I have is for the conservatory, and that is a book club book, which I did not manage to type out when I did them. So for the book club book, I will be reading Precious Cargo by Craig Davidson. I have not started this book yet, and I will need to. And if I don't read that one, I will have another book club book on the go as well. I can't remember what is our next month's book club for October, like our book. I actually have it right here beside me, so I should just take a look. So for October reading, No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood. So I might be reading that one for book club book. I'm also part of the Kate Howe's book club, so I'm not sure what we'll be reading for October, but there's that option. So it's just a variety of things which are potentials, but I'll definitely be reading a book club book. And the top bringers right now are Precious Cargo and No One Is Talking About This. For the billiards room, we have a relationship title. The next one is for the billiards room, and we got a relationship in the title, or relationship title. I got this prompt from Nikki, and I can't remember her full channel name, but I'll link her down below. I thought this was a really clever prompt one, even if I don't do it for a particular genre like she does for her book gammon. But I thought it was really clever because I can totally work with it. And then I pulled it and I'm like, wait a second, that's a lot harder than you think, but I found two. Both of them I've owned for a long time. So one of which is The Perfect Girlfriend by Karen Hamilton. This one, I don't know what it's about. My coworker read it and said I should read it. So I picked it up when I saw it for really cheap. It's a thriller mystery one. So that's all I know. The other one is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I've owned this one for so long and I've been like, ooh, I should try them as a duo, and I know people love them or hate them as a duo, or like love one book and hate the next book or whatever. So I'm interested to try this one finally. I don't know which one I'll read for the wife, not the wife, but the relationship in the prompt. But I know that this one is very interesting and I consider one of their best books. So I'm excited for this one. For the library, we have an audiobook vet. For the library of audiobook vet, we're gonna go with my Anna Katherine Green book because I've owned that one for at least a year, I'd say. So that's a vet in my standards. Not really, because I own longer ones, but I would like to get to that one. So I'm gonna check that one out first. And I also, like I said, have an audiobook of Henry James books. So I could read at least Turn of the Screw that way and have that as an audiobook vet as well, because I've owned that for a while. And the last one is the last prompt in the cup. It is the mystery. POC. So the next one is POC for the study. This is our last room. And for this one, I'm totally going off of the cover because I really want to read this book and I really want to get on my TBR. So that is Mr. Malcolm's List. This one is by Suzanne Alleyne. But I'm excited to read this one. The male lead is a person of color, and I'm excited to read this one. Although if this is not as it's, I don't know, shown, as it's viewed, I will be finding something else to read on my shelves that will definitely fit this prompt, as I have to fill the prompt in order to get the reward of looking at the cards. So I will find something if this one doesn't qualify, but the cover's telling me it does. What do you do? So for the Greek Christie 2022 prompt, it is to read a book with a female adventurer. I'm going not with Tommy and Tuppence. I'm not going with The Man in the Brown Suit, which are all great ones for that. I'm gonna go with The Moving Finger. This one's a Miss Marple where she is staying with the vicar. She's a house guest, so she's not in her hometown. I'm gonna qualify that. I really enjoyed reading Miss Marple again, reading A Caribbean Mystery. So I'm excited to read this one. It sounds like in this town, blackmail letters are being sent out and something's gonna go down, I know. So I'm excited to pick this one up for a female adventurer. I mean, Miss Marple's pretty adventurous. She goes places and she's not scared of anything, so I'm gonna count that. For the last one of my monthly challenges is to do the book covered book club one, which is to read a book with a map on the cover. So I'm going to be going with this one as I've been reading from this edition of Narnia. I'll be reading, because I don't want to read them before the live show, I will be reading the Horseman's Boy and the Magician's Nephew in this edition before the live show in September. So I'm excited to read it in this one, and clearly the whole cover is a map, so that's perfect. So for the Buzzwordathon books, I have a couple options. The prompt is light or dark words, and for one of my Kindle books that I really should get to, as I think it's part of a series, and that'd be a nice way to start working on my series again. One of my goals is to read 20 series books off my Kindle, and one of them is called Blind Date with a Billionaire Professor. I'm like, I don't know if I'll like it, but apparently I bought it one time, so there's that potential. I also have another one, which I can't remember right now, but I'll put that one up here in case I remember. And then I also have another physical book. This one's called Out of the Dark by Greg Hurwitz, and I don't know anything about this. It's also a mystery, and it's also 450 pages. This is like gonna be a mystery-filled month if I read these books. So This is also another option as it has dark in the title. So those are my prompt books, my challenge books, my TBR Clue books, and you will see how they fit into Becca's Book-Oplathon, also with the Season-a-thon now being the Academy. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to best maneuver all of those books. But please let me know down below in the comments if you are participating in anything or what you're reading. And also please let me know what Henry James book I should pick up first if you have even a preference of a review. I'd love to know. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to hit the notification bell, you can know when I post my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.